Hello, it's Layperson Lisa with another edition of Silence in a Year, day 320. And Cardinal Sarah is talking about how there is a time for human action, which is often uncertain, and a time for silence in God, which is truly victorious. And it made me think of Saint Teresa of Avila and her book, The Way to Perfection. And I was recently reading it, and she is telling the sisters in her order to not respond to blame, to not respond to what other people are saying about them, to not respond. And by not responding, by remaining silent, it will help us to become detached from what people say, what people falsely accuse us of. And she says that the more that you continue to do this, the more that you remain silent and allow God into the situation instead of just being quick to react, quick to respond, but allow God to detach you from what people are saying, then as people continue to say things, to blame us, we're so far detached from it, it's like they're not even speaking of us or speaking about us, because that is not the true us. And that today's passage from Cardinal Sarah kind of made me think of that, because then he continues on and says that a time for silence is God. He basically says, when we are being silent in God, then that is truly victorious. And we're then removed from noisy, ideological rebellion. And that's the fruitful of silence. When we can just pay, it's like the litany of humility, like the deliver me from calumnies, like people speaking ill of us. And it doesn't matter what people are saying, because in the silence, in our time of prayer with God, he reveals to us who we are, who he created us to be, and not to worry about being accused and being mistreated and being blamed. Like, none of that matters, because the more intimate our relationship with God, the more in tune we become with him. And when people start saying these lies to us, saying these lies about us, they don't even face us any longer, because he tells us who we are and doesn't allow the world to influence us or make us feel a certain way, like maybe we in the past, before we started our silent practice, these things would bug us, these things would get to us. And so silence is really just a way to grow in the fruits of charity, especially humility, because that's really what Saint Teresa of Avila is speaking about, that it doesn't matter what people say. It doesn't matter what, it's like imitation of Christ too. Like Christ desires us to be detached from the creatures of the world. So he desires us to be detached from what people say. Like, because I think I struggle with that. Like, people's opinions of me sometimes stops me from doing what I feel like God is calling me to do. And I've been really praying with this lately. And today I had a prayer experience where God allowed me to really recognize what he's calling me to do, despite what I perceive people's opinions have been. And so as we continue to spend this time with him, this time in intimacy, we grow in humility, we grow in virtue, we grow in the fruits of the Spirit. So where in your life? Is Jesus calling you to detach from something? We will see you next. Well, I guess I'll see you next time. I'm still filling in. Bye. God bless you all.